Hey, what's up guys, this is Black Rose again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to do a recap of what we predicted last week and what to expect in the market come tomorrow. So today is on a Sunday, actually it's 5 p.m. on my time zone. So let me just see what's going to happen in the market. Let me just take you through. So guys, this is what we had predicted before. We actually predicted that gold was going to range between these zones. We actually marked it and I had these lines actually drawn and a breakout either going to the upside or actually going to the downside, and we saw there was a probability that gold was actually, let me just extend this line because this was one of our drawings, was a prediction that gold would either break out going to the upside or break out going to the downside, and it actually broke out going to the downside. This arrow was here, but I'll just have to push it to this level over here because this is where we broke out of, and the market came down to around 18 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 18. Remember, we had predicted that it will come down to 1823. Then if it couldn't get support around 1823 or maybe a push to the upside, then it would have come down to zone 1816, but it came down to 1818. So if you were not if you did not actually watch that video, I have that video in my YouTube channel. I'll just put the link in the description below so that you can follow up on our analysis. So probably if you are actually trading and you actually took that trade, because I had my analysis to the downside mostly, and that was one of our projection if gold was going to break out to the downside, and we could see like it came down to 1818 and then we saw like a strong push to the upside to around 1844. So the question that we have today is, what should we expect in the market come tomorrow, which is on a Monday? Tomorrow. So what we're going to do today is we are going to draw a trend line, because the market is actually giving us a perfect trend line. The lines, you can see the support and resistance. There is always a pattern even in a trend line, so that's why you will always find that we have multiple lines drawn in my my chart basically. So right now what I want to do is actually draw a trend line. Then we're going to give out our probabilities and what to expect in the market come tomorrow, right? Yeah, so guys, gold has been on a downward channel, like downward trend, for quite some time now, starting from the point where we saw like the market breaking from this zone, which was around 1861 if I'm not wrong, 1961, sorry, 1960 literally. It came down to this point over here. There was this a rising flag or rising trend, but we saw like a breakout to the downside, right? And then right now the market has been going down for quite some time now. This is a 4-hour time frame, so every candlestick over here represent what actually happened within a 4-hour time frame. So all the lines that I have in my channel, these have been some of the projections that we always have, like my predictions of the market. So I'll still have them there because they actually mark our successful trades. That is, yeah, if you've been trading with me. So over here today, the market, like on Friday, the market came back to this zone over here, which is around 1844, and what we have right now is a prediction of what's going to happen in the market come a few hours like from now. So what I can say, gold has been trading within this trend line. So if this candlestick actually if on Monday we'll be able to see like gold breaking out of this zone over here, then I'll be looking out for zone 1858 before actually gold retesting to test the same line. But if at all it obeys the trend line, then my next stop will be around 1810, 1800s. That will be my next stop for gold. So I have two projections. That is, if gold comes to this point, obeys this, if it actually obeys this, what I'm actually doing is I'm just projecting. You know, the market is never so straight or something of the sort, but I'm just projecting what might happen. If it will be coming on a downward trend, then this is what I'll expect in the market, like a movement to the downside, that is. And if at all it will be, let me just try and use a brush this time around instead of all these. If at all it will break out of this, then what to expect will be something of the sort. It will come down, it will come to level 1858. Remember, this is one of the resistance zones. You can see I already marked these zones. 1858. If you go back to history of gold even before, you'll notice that there has been some struggle within 1858, 1860. So this is one of the most interesting zones that you can actually mark. So you can see this is a zone that I will be looking out for if at all gold decides to break out of the trend line. But if it actually obeys the trend line, then I'll be looking out for zone 1810, which 1810, and if it doesn't really break out of that zone, then we'll be looking out for, if it actually breaks out of that zone, we'll be looking out for zone 1800s, then 1795, 1790, around those zones. But if it actually breaks out of this zone, it will go to 1858, 1860 before actually coming back to test the trend line. Remember, when there is a breakout in the market will always come back to test that zone before actually proceeding to the direction. So you'll see like a retest within the trend line. So it might come back to the same zone and retest it. So if there will be sellers around this zone, it will be a false breakout, meaning gold will push, will come down. And yeah, when it comes to retest this zone, and maybe there are like a lot of sellers around this zone, they might push the market down, so which will make this a false breakout, right? So but if the buyers will be strong around this zone, we'll see some push to the upside. So that is actually my prediction for gold. But basically I'll be looking out, if you want to trade gold tomorrow, I hope that you'll be looking out for the trends, if it's going to obey the trend line or not. So don't be so quick to enter the market. Actually check out the patterns and see the kind of movement that you're going to have tomorrow. If you see that it's going to obey the trend line, you can choose to play along. So this is a 4 hours time frame. So if you feel like this you cannot actually trade in 4 hours, you can go back to one and see actually what's going to happen in the market. And trust me, so when it comes to 1 hour time frame, maybe if gold will take some time before actually breaking from this zone, you'll see some consolidation around this zone over here, around zone 1838 and 1844 or 1842. So you'll be able to see gold playing around this zone or consolidating around this zone for quite some time before actually breaking out, either going downwards or going to the upside. And luckily you might just juggle around. Like, it's always wise to draw your trend lines using like a higher time frame. But if you want to enter trade, if you want to trade like for a short period, then you might consider coming to a lower time frame and see the opportunities that you've got. So this is my prediction for gold. Alternatively, I had another analysis that I was doing before, which I actually copied a pattern. So this is the pattern that I actually copied from what happened like a few years ago on gold, and I placed it here. So what I'm expecting to see is if the market is going to play out this way. If the market will play out this way, then tomorrow maybe it will drop to level 1815 and then proceed to level 1852 before actually proceeding down to this zone over here, which is 1771, and then we might see a pull to the upside on a 1899 or 1900 flat before actually proceeding to the downside. So guys, this is just a projection. This is another analysis. Actually, I'm back testing this strategy. I can't actually advise people to enter the market using this strategy, but let me just show you something why I really love this. You can see like right now you can actually draw a trend line from it. This will be like a different, actually different but still the same as to what is happening in the market, right? Only that with my other analysis I have different figures on what might happen in the market, and with this one I also have like different figures. So with this analysis that I have over here, I'm just going to try and see what will actually happen in the market if we follow this pattern. So this is a different one. You can see this is gold on paper stone, but I'm analyzing mostly on Wanda. This has been like my Daito place to trade. So this is where like I just backtest like a few strategies just to be sure. So this one I'll leave this over here so that we'll see how the market will play out. If the market will actually play out with this strategy perfectly, then I'll be able, like I'll actually make a video that will show you how you can actually do this. And yeah, so guys, that's it for today. I hope that helped, and yeah, up until next time, bye.